John was a retired veteran who had spent most of his life serving in the military. He had been deployed to various countries, seen and experienced things that many people couldn't imagine. After he retired from the army, he settled in a small town and spent his days tending to his garden and taking long walks in the woods. One day, John decided that he needed a companion. He had always been a dog person, so he went to the local animal shelter to adopt a furry friend. As soon as he walked in, he saw a brown and white dog with soulful eyes staring back at him. The dog was wagging his tail so hard that his entire body was shaking. John knew right away that this was the dog for him. He named him Buddy and took him home that day. Buddy quickly adapted to his new home and became John's constant companion. They went on long walks together, played fetch in the park, and cuddled on the couch while watching TV. John was never lonely with Buddy by his side. He had someone to talk to, someone to share his daily adventures with, and someone who loved him unconditionally. Buddy was more than just a pet to John, he was his best friend. As the years passed, John began to slow down. He couldn't go on long walks like he used to, and his health started to deteriorate. But Buddy never left his side. He would lay next to John's bed, cuddle with him on the couch, and never left him alone for a moment. One day, John collapsed in his home. He had a heart attack and was rushed to the hospital. The doctors did everything they could, but John's condition was critical. The doctors told his family that he might not make it through the night. Buddy sensed that something was wrong. He refused to leave John's side and stayed outside the hospital room, waiting for his owner to come out. The doctors and nurses tried to coax Buddy away, but he wouldn't budge. Hours turned into days, and Buddy never left his post. He wouldn't eat or drink, and he wouldn't let anyone near John's hospital room. He was determined to protect his owner and make sure that he was safe. Finally, after a week of waiting, John woke up. His family was overjoyed, and they rushed to his bedside. But Buddy was the happiest of them all. He jumped up on the bed, licked John's face, and wagged his tail so hard that it was a blur. John was weak, but he managed to stroke Buddy's fur. He knew that Buddy had been waiting for him and had never left his side. He realized that Buddy wasn't just a dog, he was a faithful companion who had saved his life. John made a full recovery and went home with Buddy by his side. He knew that he had been given a second chance at life, and he vowed to make the most of it with his faithful friend. Years went by, and John grew old. He knew that his time was coming to an end, and he worried about what would happen to Buddy after he was gone. But Buddy never left his side. He was there for John until the very end. On John's last day, Buddy laid next to his bed and watched over him. He knew that his owner was leaving him, but he refused to leave his side. When John passed away, Buddy let out a mournful howl that echoed through the house. Buddy mourned John's passing, but he never forgot the bond that they had shared. He lived the rest of his life as a faithful companion, just like he had promised John.